CNN spoke to some crazy Trump supporters. I believe this was in Georgia, just before Election Day. And I mean, I think this is actually really eye-opening for some people out there. It goes to show you, whatever you assume other people are thinking, just don't. Don't even try to assume what other people are thinking, because if you ask them, you'll get some surprising answers. Here are some Trump supporters on what they think is going to happen on Inauguration Day and beyond.
Do you think that Trump will eventually accept that Biden is the next president?
No, Biden is not the next
Biden
president.
isn't.
Trump is the next president.
I'm going to the inauguration for Trump. I've booked it before the election because I have faith he's going to be there and he's going to be elected.
So he'll be president for 2 more weeks?
No, he will be president till 2024.
In Georgia, Republicans run the elections, right? Secretary of State, all that. They've said they've investigated. They've counted 3 or 4 times.
Right.
And they said Biden has still won. Do you accept that?
No, not all Republicans are good people just because they're Republicans.
Trump keeps saying that he didn't actually lose, that the election was stolen. Do you think it's just time for him to give up and let Biden take over?
Step up and say, let's walk away.
Yeah.
Let him do his job, yeah.
You're one of the only people today I've spoken to here who said that. But why do you think that's important?
Because it's showing who's the better person.
Will you accept Joe Biden as president?
No, he'll never be my president.
Okay. But you accept that he's going to be inaugurated?
No, I don't.
I mean, how could that change at this point?
Well, it could be a civil war. You never know.
You don't actually want a civil war, do you?
I don't. Show us the voting machines. Show us the ballots. Show us that this was a fair election, or we'll never accept another vote again. Ever.
Yeah, but they did show you all those things. They showed you them repeatedly. We had more than one recount in Georgia, I think it was, right? There was more than one recount in some states. Not only that, this thing went to court over 50 times, and virtually every single time, Trump's side lost. Whenever they had to actually present evidence for their claims, everything crumbled. Everything crumbled. So they say these things, and it's like, have you not been following any of what's been happening? Because, guys, ultimately, it's not that close. Like, Biden has 306 electoral votes. That's the same margin that Trump beat Hillary by. That wasn't close in terms of the Electoral College. And when it comes to the popular vote with Biden, it's even more extreme. Biden won the popular vote by about 7 million votes. 7 million! That's about double Hillary's margin. How Hillary won the popular vote, Biden doubled that lead. So, like, what more do you want? What more do you want? And this gets to the most important fact in this conversation, which is propaganda works. It really does. And what happened was there's some percentage of the Republican base that came down to reality to some extent, where they were like, I can't go one step further down the Trump path because he's just going too far now. And a lot of the stuff he's saying makes no sense. But there's some percentage of the Republican base that decided to, drink the Kool-Aid at Jonestown. That's what they're doing. And they're watching One American News Network all day long. They're watching Newsmax all day long. And what they're learning is everybody else in the world is wrong and dumb and lying and in on a big conspiracy, and you're the only ones that have the truth. And it's gotten so extreme now, guys, that it's at the point where people are even saying, no, I don't even think Biden's going to get sworn in. I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think Trump is going to get another 4 years. Imagine saying that to a camera. Because now, you're held accountable when people see what happens in objective reality. So when Biden actually is getting inaugurated, what are these people going to do? Is their head going to explode on their shoulders? Do they really not understand that this is going nowhere? That what they're saying is not going to happen? And the answer is no, because propaganda works. They really believe that it's only Newsmax, and it's only One American News Network, and it's only some random QAnon podcaster who are telling me the truth, and everybody else in the world is wrong. CNN is wrong, MSNBC is wrong, Fox News is wrong, some people that they used to trust, they think they're wrong now. They think, virtually every other new media outlet is wrong. Every print publication is wrong. They really believe that, to the point where they'll say it to a camera. And that just goes to show you, trust in every level of our society has eroded. It's gone. It's gone. Nobody trusts any of our institutions. And this is an area where I'm not just blaming these people for sort of being dupes and just not being that bright, although there is a conversation to be had there, of course, but I digress. It's also the fact that, yeah, all of our institutions have been screwing these people for so long. Our media has been lying to these people for so long that they are searching out alternatives to try to give them the truth. And they just happen to settle on outlets that are even bigger bullshitters, even bigger liars who have no idea what they're talking about. But what's amazing is, just like a cult, I wonder how these people will react when the reality does smack them in the face. When Biden actually is getting inaugurated, what are they going to say? What are they going to say when Biden's actually getting inaugurated right in front of their eyes? When Biden officially becomes president? When Trump has to go to Mar-a-Lago? What are they going to say? I don't know what they're going to say. Some of them might hold on to the delusion even further. Some of them might do that. Some of them might have an awakening moment. You know, I think some people on the right had their awakening moment when it was Fox News that called the election for Trump, and they said, I guess it's nonsense. I guess it's done. So I don't know what it's going to take, man, but all I know is that this level of self-delusion is genuinely scary to me. And you watch this and you sort of begin to understand how something like the Jonestown Massacre could have happened. You know, you can actually convince people of wildly inaccurate things. Things that would make you laugh when you first hear it. People can get convinced of it, which shows that to a large extent, people are almost infinitely malleable. Not fully, but almost infinitely malleable. And there's a lot of charlatans, a lot of con men, a lot of frauds, and these guys just head over heels in love with this particular charlatan, con man, and fraud. I mean, these people think Trump really is the end-all be-all. They do. They think he's God. They think he's heavenly. They think he's a demigod. Because nothing else makes sense. Like, that's the core belief that makes this all make sense to them. That he can somehow, override all rules of reality and get his way. And I think 2016 also helped in breaking people's brains because everybody was so convinced Hillary was going to win, and then Trump won, and so people said, oh, I'm just never going to bet against this guy ever again, ever. To the point where even though he lost and it's been demonstrated over and over and over, and it's been verified over and over and over, they're still saying, no, Biden's not going to be president. Really eye-opening moment, man. There's a lot of people out there who are very, very lost, and I actually feel kind of bad.